Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0. This is Grady Hooker, and live on Skype today we got Josh.
Yo.
And we got Brandon.
What's up?
So, I don't know, is there anything that either of you have read, particularly around on the dirt sheets lately, of note? I think
there's always a lot of things going on in the dirt sheets.
This morning, or possibly late this afternoon, or last afternoon, I saw that Bo Dallas is going to get repackaged.
Yeah, I read that as well, and it's kind of interesting to see where they go with this character. But he did debut a new finisher on SmackDown, which I think it was kind of like a spinning neckbreaker suplex thingy, I don't know.
It looked as though with his current gimmick, it was doing well, then it died off, then he came back for bit parts, then he got destroyed by Brock Lesnar. He wasn't doing all too much.
Yeah, I think he's a talented wrestler, so I want to see him improve his standing in the WWE.
I know a little while back there was the rumors that they were going to turn him heel and put him in the Wyatt family, but I have a feeling with Strowman there now, that's pretty much completely off the table.
Yeah, I think Bo Dallas in the Wyatt family would be, I don't know if he'd be treated seriously at all, because look at the guys next to him, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman, they're huge and way bigger than Bo Dallas.
Just looking here, we've also got, I think this one was actually this morning, Alicia Fox and Paige appear to have been kicked out of a restaurant.
That's not shocking considering how intoxicated some of these divas get on the show.
It seems as though the full story was there was someone there that were taking photos and videos of them while they were trying to enjoy a meal, and they threw drinks at the guy. That's as much of the story as I know.
Yeah, I bet it was planned.
There are people who are saying it was planned, but it seems weird if it was planned for it to be a member of Team Bella and a member of Team PCB. I don't know. Some people are also saying that it was filmed for Total Divas, but that's the problem now, is you never know anything that happens with the Divas if it is actually a real altercation or if it's just going to be something that they're over-dramatizing for their reality show.
Yeah, like the other day on Total Divas, Tamina Snuka got spin kicked by a guy, so...
Which, if Total Divas didn't exist, I imagine would have blown up the dirt sheets.
Yeah, because it's definitely scripted, because who the hell would mess with Tamina?
That guy.
Give her a coconut.
That solves everything. WWE have officially announced that they signed Kana. I hope that's how you meant to pronounce it. Kana?
Ghana.
Yeah, I haven't seen or heard too much about her, but I've heard that she has a very stiff kicking style that she incorporates into her in-ring moves.
It seemed as though, as of NXT, it was quite obvious that she was there for a reason. Unless it's a different one again. I remember we had the massive, I was thinking of a different one. This is the one that was at TakeOver?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently she's had some pretty amazing matches with the likes of NXT trainer Sarah Del Rey.
Anything at the moment, really, to bring in new divas onto the NXT roster. It's seems to be pretty weakish right now. I guess that moves straight into the other rumor that I also heard, is that this next takeover will be Bayley versus Dana Brooks, and then the next one will be Bayley versus Eva Marie.
Yeah, if Eva Marie gets anywhere close to that championship, it's unbelievable. Because she is nowhere close to being ready to be the champion. And despite her improvements, she's still terrible.
She will be the next NXT Women's Champion.
I think the specific rumor said something along the lines of she'll get it on her second shot. So she'll go for it at London, not get it, and then get the next one.
I don't know, maybe she'll botch the finish of that match too and forget to kick out again.
It's a lot easier to edit that out than to do it on a live show.
I understand she gets heat, but she's not good.
Yeah, there's improvement, and then there's still not being like at the caliber that you need to be.
I'll give her the fact that she's incorporated new moves, but she's not doing them to a good standard.
I guess it comes down to ultimately looking at the NXT Divas division. There are probably divas down there who deserve it more, per se, even though it's very hard to quantify whether a certain person deserves a championship.
Like I would say Emma, as a heel, is way more deserving of a top heel title run than Eva Marie is, because she has the in-ring ability, and people actually enjoy watching her wrestle.
Well,
I think the worst part of the rumor is if the entire thing is true, they want Eva to run with the title as a face.
Yeah, those NXT crowds are not going to cheer Eva Marie.
And I don't know how you can be a face from taking the title from Bayley, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
It'd be a struggle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I think, I'm forgetting the website, What Culture WWE, I think, put up a poll on whether Eva Marie deserves the title, and I think the poll currently stands, this morning when I voted, as 82% no, 18% yes. And I was surprised that they got 18% people saying yes. Either way, we'll go into our classic entrance theme. It is in relation to their appearance on Stone Cold's podcast. It's Edge and Christian's You Think You Know Me. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Josh, and Brandon. So, what happened on Raw? Seth Rollins is busy, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Michael Cole put it was his worst night ever.
He had Sting tormenting him the whole time, Sheamus threatening to cash in, he gets rolled up by Ryback, gets confronted by Edge and Christian and the Dudleys. Edge and Christian, sorry.
And then Sting smashes Seth Rollins' statue with a garbage truck.
Not a fun night.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. Especially getting the boring chants at the beginning of the show from the crowd. And having a fan walk down with you to the ramp who pretty much jumped out of the crowd. And nobody noticed him until he got to the ring.
Yeah. I rewatched that clip.
Bad.
The only person who noticed him, I guess, including Seth, was Cena. And you can see Cena jump into action immediately after he sees the fan.
Yeah, they tried to get the camera off of the fan, but they only give it more attention by showing John Cena.
Someone on Reddit, I think, described it as John Cena was acting like Seth Rollins was about to get shanked by the fan.
Yeah, I read the same comment, and
Well, all 3 members of the former Shield have been having problems with the fans lately.
Yeah. Briefcase to the head, fan attacking them, and walking down to the ring with them. Someone said it was a long con, that it's the Wyatt family brainwashing members of the crowd to interfere with the Shield.
yeah, I didn't notice the fan at first until somebody pointed it out online, but whenever a fan decides to jump from the crowd and get to the ring, I always hope somebody goes Eddie Guerrero on him and teaches him a lesson.
How about they just go Kevin Nash on them?
Yeah, you could say they can go blank, and that blank can be a lot of people. I watched at least 5 clips that day of just wrestlers beating the hell out of fans who ran into the ring.
And don't forget that one referee who choked out a fan.
Yep, that was one of the clips. That was during a DDP segment, I think. Or was that a different one? There was so many I watched. Most of them were WCW. But yeah, the etiquette has definitely changed since then. I'd imagine it may be having something to do with lawsuits. I'm not sure. I don't know what your legal right is if you jump the barrier and then Seth Rollins kicks you in the nuts and punches you in the face and breaks your nose. I'd like to think it would lay on trespassing and you deserve what you get, but knowing the legal system, they probably have some form of they were in the right. And then I guess they continued the Lana, Summer Rae, Rusev, Ziggler without Lana.
Unfortunately, they did, and I sincerely hope that the end will come at Night of Champions for this awful feud.
Well, Lana's not there anymore. Can you continue the feud?
I don't really think you can unless you have Ziggler and Rusev fighting every week.
It seemed as though what they were building up to, they've ruined.
Yeah, I think they were definitely going to build up to a mixed tag team match.
Was Lana getting in the ring.
Yep.
And that was ruined when her wrist broke.
Yep. So now there's no payoff and the whole feud's been worthless.
Yep.
I guess they can have a payoff when Lana comes back, and they can do that mixed tag team angle. They can have them go their separate ways, and then they reconnect.
That is a long feud that I'd have to put up with. I'm not sure if I really want to wait that long for the payoff. Especially when the feud itself hasn't been compelling enough to really make me want the payoff now.
Yeah, I'm just tired of the... It seems like they're trying to... Like, whoever wrote this had to be a soap opera writer.
And then you've also got The New Day backstage in a segment with the Dudleys and Edge and Christian.
Man, The New Day is awesome on Raw this week. I couldn't stop smiling and
the
laughing. They're so entertaining.
Woo!
I think Josh is happy whenever they bring the trombone.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to be sticking with the trombone now, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm so sad they didn't use it last week.
I guess the week before was probably a testing out week, and then obviously they realized that the fans absolutely love the trombone.
Yeah, I think Xavier Woods is a marvelous manager. He's great in that role.
It seems weird that this team that debuted as faces were hated, turned to heels, and now everybody loves to hate them.
That's how much gold they've turned out this gimmick into.
Mm.
And they haven't had to go militant to do it.
Yep.
Which is something I never wanted for them anyway. I wanted them to stand on their own. I didn't want them to be some cheesy knockoff of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah. I don't know. This comes down to, I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
It's just the talent of the 3 guys involved. They've allowed them to be themselves. we've seen videos and things of Big E's personality, but they never let him do anything on Raw or SmackDown until now.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is very funny. We've seen that. Now we get to see the full depth of what he can do.
Yeah. Whether that's riding a Segway with Sasha Banks.
Kofi is Kofi.
And Kofi is Kofi. Okay, so in honor of that awesome trio, our current entrance theme is the New Day's theme. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady, Josh, and Brandon. So on Raw, it seems as though Reigns and Ambrose might still be looking for their third man. Maybe it's Orton. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe they're going to shoehorn Orton in here because they have nothing for him to do right now. It doesn't make a lot of sense because honestly, Orton gets along with no one.
Yeah.
In both Ambrose and Reigns have had problems with Orton over the last year.
Yeah, there seems to be two trains of thought. There's they've got Orton as their third member, so the Wyatts beat him down, and then there's the Wyatts beat him down to convince him to not join them as the third member.
I don't know. I think this may be a response to the rumor that it was going to be Baron Corbin, for all we know. Trade out one lone roof for another.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just hoping for someone a little more exciting than Orton. Let's put it that way. Then we had a Divas match. We had Paige and Sasha Banks. That ended in a double pin, but Sasha was awarded the win.
Yeah, it looks like we could be getting this match in some fashion at Night of Champions. Maybe a tag team match or another rematch from this.
Yeah, it seemed as though either next week on Raw or the Night of Champions, there's going to be something between these two. They brought up the fact that it was a double pin, so something's going to happen there.
Yeah, I'd love to see a match maybe like Sasha versus Paige versus Becky versus Naomi to see who is the number one contender, or just a standard tag team match.
I don't know. We'll probably have a rematch on Night of Champions for the title.
Okay.
It is entirely possible that we may see Charlotte claim the title next week.
Really?
It's possible they may do the whole thing and put an end to it the night that it would have broken, and rematch the title match at Night of Champions. It's also possible they may weasel out of the title match with getting like Nikki disqualified or something, and then they'll give a stipulation match for Night of Champions.
Yeah.
In which Team Bella and Team PCB are banned from ringside, and if there's a count out or disqualification, the title will change hands.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't see them breaking Nikki Bella's reign the day before. I'd like it. I just don't see them doing it. But yeah, we'll head on to Night of Champions for that, I think. And with, I want to say Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental title. He seems to be targeting Ryback.
Who knows? That's a match I'd like to see, though. anything is better for Ryback than Miz and Big Show at this point.
That is a correct statement. But with Miz and Big Show, it looks like they're with Cesaro now, I think? In terms of a feud.
Creative has nothing for you. Woo!
I have no idea. At this point, if they booked every match that you'd think they'd book for Night of Champions, it would be overbooked. I think with all of the title matches, it's already at 5. And then we've got the 6-man tag announced, which would bring it to 6.
Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler was announced.
Which is 7. And then that triple threat, if that happens, is 8. And then Sasha and Paige, if that happens, or some combination of that, which is 9. I think we normally run 7 in a pre-show.
I think Night of Champions might have more matches because of the title matches.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd imagine Seth Sting probably won't run like half an hour. So I guess that'll be cut down a little. But they'll probably want to end the show slightly early to give you the illusion that Sheamus might cash in. So if they end with time left, they'll make you think that he's going to cash in. Or he does cash in, one or the other. But yeah, I don't know what's happening with those group of Cesaro, Miz, and Big Show. They seem like they're in a feud, but we've seen other things happen like this, where they've just been a one-night thing. And Cesaro is a good wrestler. Not saying the other two are not, but I'd rather see Cesaro have something. He seemed to be getting momentum. He seemed to be having great matches with Owens and the like. And now he's back down into the we have nothing for you pile. You'd hope that coming out of that, he'd be one of the ones where they'd focus or they'd have at least a storyline for. But I guess he'll just fall into the pit of people who are ignored by creative. So next week on Raw, we got the tag team title match. New Day versus Primetime Players. Winner faces the Dudleys. Who's going to win that?
My guess is a double DQ, double count out, something that causes PTP to be added to the match and other champions.
I'll say the New Day retains the titles.
Even though it's
and both members of, and all 3 members of the New Day get put through tables.
even though it's not going to happen, I'll just go with Primetime Players, just so I'm different. Next week's Raw is the last one before Night of Champions?
Yep, it's the go-home show.
Does it look like it's going to be a big show?
Well, it's the season premiere of Raw, so they're going to intentionally make it a big show.
How is this? How is Raw in seasons? I don't understand it.
It's just the way they do it. It's just it's because it never ends. It's just every year they have a new season.
It seems weird to start your season there, though.
Well, that's right around the time when Raw originally began.
Ah, okay. Now that makes sense.
And it's also the first Raw that has to deal with Monday Night Football.
Oh, football. Okay, well, we've run out of time. It's been great talking to both of you.
Bye.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. I'll see you next week.